Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here to cut through the noise and give you the essential knowledge you need, well, instantly. Today, we're diving deep into something specific, the idea of the ultimate digital travel companion. And we're using one tool, the Lufthansa app, kind of as our main example. We want to see how this one platform has gone way beyond just, selling tickets. Our mission isn't just listing features. It's really about figuring out how one piece of software can manage, well, the entire modern air journey. Think of it as a shortcut for you to understand the control and convenience available now, from the moment you search for a flight right up until you're waiting for your bag.
Right. And if you look at the thinking behind the strategy, it's all about cutting down on travel friction, trying to streamline every point where things might get stressful or annoying, centralizing all that data, keeping you, the passenger, autonomous and informed every step of the way. That's really key to reducing that sort of background anxiety that comes with flying.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, reducing anxiety. It has to start with getting organized, right?
Yeah.
So let's unpack this journey, maybe start with phase one, the prep work you do before leaving home. The sources suggest this planning phase is, well, pretty comprehensive now. It's not just a record of your ticket purchase anymore. We're talking actual logistics management built right into the booking part.
Exactly. And that integration is probably the most valuable piece. I mean, think about how much running around this saves you. You're not hopping between different websites, juggling confirmation codes, that sort of thing. Within the app, you book your flight, sure, but then you can immediately handle other key things, like reserving your seat or changing it, adding extra bags, and even booking things like rental cars directly.
Okay, but how smooth is that really? I mean, connecting flight booking with, say, rental cars from third parties. That sounds complex. Isn't there a risk of, friction with entering data or security stuff, making you type details over and over?
That's a really good point. And that's precisely where the personalization comes in heavily. If you use your travel ID or maybe your Miles and More account, the app remembers you. It cuts out that friction.
Yeah.
It securely stores your preferences, your payment details. So booking and check-in become much, much faster because all that repetitive data entry just vanishes. It's really using that personalization to make things efficient.
Right. So, okay, you've booked, your details are saved. Then the journey kind of properly starts around the 24-hour mark, doesn't it? That's when it shifts from just planning to active real-time updates.
Exactly right. That 24-hour point is the trigger. The system isn't just sitting there waiting for you to check on it. It starts pushing info to you. You'll get push notifications telling you, hey, online check-in's open, confirming your flight status, and maybe most importantly, updating you on gate changes basically the moment they happen. That responsiveness means you're often ahead of the airport display screens. Plus, for Lufthansa group flights, you get that mobile boarding pass sent straight to your phone.
That switch, yeah, from planning at your desk to getting that 24-hour alert. That's the signal, isn't it? You're officially traveling now. But that prep only gets you to the gate. Let's move on. Phase two. Control and digital autonomy. This is about boarding and what happens once you're actually on the plane. Usually, once that plane door closes, we figure we've lost control, right? We hand things over to the crew. But the app still does quite a bit, even when the internet signal disappears.
Yeah, and what's really interesting there is the design choice to keep things working, regardless of connectivity. Your mobile boarding pass and access to key info about onboard services, they stay available even when your phone is offline. That's a crucial technical decision. Think about it if you have a tight connection, you need to quickly check your next gate or boarding time. You're not stuck needing airport Wi-Fi just to see your boarding pass. It maintains your autonomy, even with spotty connections.
That's a good point, often overlooked. And while you're getting settled in your seat, the app helps manage the actual in-flight experience, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The flight itself becomes something you can sort of manage through the app. You can look at the in-flight menu. And sometimes, it depends on the flight, but you might even be able to pre-order meals. You can also check if Wi-Fi, they call it Flynet, is available on your specific plane, and browse the entertainment lineup. So you could potentially plan your movie watching before the safety demo even starts.
That's smart use of the tool, especially on a long flight, optimizing your time. But you mentioned something earlier, a really revolutionary function in this phase two, that happens before takeoff, dealing with that massive stress point, airport security queues.
Yes. This is where the app goes beyond just managing the airline's part of the trip and starts interacting with the airport infrastructure itself. It pulls in real-time airport data, so you can see current waiting times at security checkpoints. Which is helpful, sure, But the real game changer, and this is only at certain major airports for now, is the ability to actually reserve a specific time slot to go through security.
Hold on, reserve a security slot, like pre-booking your place in the security line. That sounds like you could potentially sidestep the whole unpredictable queue thing entirely. How big a deal is that?
Oh, it's potentially huge. Think about where travel anxiety really spikes. It's often around those unpredictable waiting times, especially security. By letting the app connect with the airport systems, the airline is actively trying to solve one of the worst parts of the whole journey. It's using data not just to inform you, but to give you a concrete tool to manage congestion risk. It makes the whole experience feel more predictable, more guaranteed. This feature really lifts the app from just being convenient to being a strategic tool for managing your time.
That really says a lot about how these tools are moving beyond just selling tickets. They're actively trying to fix fundamental airport problems.
Precisely. Using technology to optimize the journey, even outside what we traditionally think of as the airline's responsibility.
Which brings us perfectly to phase 3. After the flight, the final mile. Okay, you've landed, the flight's over, but there's still that last bit of stress, getting your bags back safely. What features help manage that post-flight worry?
Well, the first one, and probably the most reassuring for post-flight peace of mind, is active baggage tracking. We've all done it, right? Stood by the carousel just hoping your bag shows up. This app aims to give you the status of your checked bags right there on your phone. So you move from just passively hoping to actively knowing, or at least having confirmation, that your bag is on its way. And that tracking works alongside really detailed arrival information, especially at the big hubs like Frankfurt or Munich, where finding your way can be tricky. The app doesn't just say welcome, it can actually tell you the specific baggage carousel number where your stuff will arrive. So no more wandering around squinting at fuzzy monitors trying to find your flight number.
That level of detail right down to the carousel number, that's pretty impressive. It really extends that feeling of a controlled digital experience until the very last moment, until you walk out the airport door.
And that's the core strategic insight, isn't it? By pulling together all these different types of information, flight ops data, your personal details, airport-specific info into one single place, the app helps ease those common travel worries and gives you a sense of command over the whole process. It basically confirms the airline knows where you are and where your stuff is right to the very end.
Okay, so let's quickly recap the journey we've followed. This one app managed booking, maybe a rental car, seat changes. It sent real-time alerts, kept your boarding pass available offline, let you check menus, Wi-Fi, maybe even reserve a security slot. And then, after landing, it tracked your bag and told you exactly which carousel to go to.
Wow. Yeah, the central analysis holds up. The design philosophy is all about maximizing your efficiency as a traveler. The app becomes that single point of truth. It combines information that not long ago would have meant talking to maybe 5 different people or checking 5 different screens. It turns what felt like a series of disconnected, sometimes stressful steps into one single informed, controlled process. It really is the blueprint for a complete digital travel companion.
It definitely changes the scope of what an airline takes responsibility for, digitally speaking.
Absolutely. And, that leads us to a pretty profound shift in the relationship between the traveler and the airline. So, given this comprehensive digital management where the app handles pretty much everything from your seat choice to booking security times and tracking bags, it brings up a really important question for you to think about. How does this growing reliance on these sophisticated, personalized digital systems fundamentally alter our dependence on human staff like gate agents, ground crew, especially when things go wrong,
Sure.
during major disruptions or when the technology itself fails?